Egghead Software was a computer software retailer that started in 1984 and closed in 2001. Thank you for your suggestion.
This weekend only, get the low prices you'd expect after Christmas with up to $100 off the most popular Superstore products. Eggheads everywhere will shop and save smarter. Egghead.com. Shop 3 times smarter.
Victor Oladev started Egghead in 1984. He had been involved in an oil and gas limited partnership until a drop in prices drove him out of the business in 1983. While shopping for software in 1983, he found that salespeople at computer stores spoke in technical terms that the average customer didn't really understand. Oladev had sold shoes while in college, and with this retail experience, he decided that he could sell software far more effectively using traditional customer-friendly methods that everyone else could understand. Oladev used $50,000 of his own money, along with $1 million from local investors, including Paul Allen, a co-founder of Microsoft Corporation. He opened his first Egghead store in Bellevue, Washington. From the beginning, Egghead made an effort to make computer software less intimidating to the average consumer, projecting a warm image through the store mascot, a cartoon character named Professor Egghead. Salespeople went through intensive training in order to become familiar with the wide range of software and explain it in simple terms. Egghead carried a wide range of software, as many as 1,300 titles, while its warehouse maintained another 1,000. Another benefit was the fact that customers were allowed to take software home for a 30-day trial period, and the stores had up to 4 computers available for in-store demonstrations. Egghead had also featured extremely low prices, sometimes 40% off the list price. With its unique approach to software retailing, Egghead's sales rose quickly, and it soon was adding new stores. Corporate customers accounted for the major percentage of Egghead's sales, including IBM and Boeing, and the company established a large direct sales force in 1985. Despite its growth, Egghead kept its costs down, investing its savings in new stores. The firm's quick growth attracted attention and investor interest. Some investors were cautious, however, due to a controversy surrounding the bankruptcy of Oladev's previous company, against which several investors filed suit claiming Oladev had misled them about the company's finances. By 1987, Egghead was prepared to go public, but offering was called off at the last minute, however, when the US stock market crashed in October of that year. Oladev instead raised $25 million in credit from the U.S. Bank of Washington and several million more from private investors, including Prudential Venture Capital, for a total of $47 million in venture capital invested in Egghead. Egghead's sales came to $77.5 million in 1987, nearly doubling sales of the previous year. Perhaps more importantly, the firm had profits of $2 million after losing nearly $1 million in 1985 and 1986. However, in the rapidly changing computer industry, the firm faced new competitors. B. Dalton Books was expanding its Software Etc. division, which had over 100 locations, and many of them in the bookstores, and Babbage's, carrying similar merchandise, doubled its stores in 1987 to 58 locations. By early 1988, Egghead operated 107 stores in 13 cities and maintained $40 million of software inventory. In June of 1988, Egghead finally went public, which turned around and used nearly $24 million raised in the offering to add about 100 new stores and put the rest into working capital. In one 9-month period, 64 new Egghead stores were opened as the chain tried to saturate the market before it was filled by competitors. As a result of this growth, Egghead stores and corporate sales staff accounted for about 10% of U.S. software sales in 1988. Despite annual sales climbing towards $350 million, however, profits declined due to the swiftness of expansion. In addition to opening the new stores, Egghead added 60 salespeople to the direct sales staff of 132. That meant an additional 1,600 total employees in 1 year, and new salespeople required extensive training. As a result, the firm's administrative and selling costs doubled in a year, and its operating margin sunk from 4.5% in 1988 to about 3.7% in 1989. Egghead tried to obtain maximum profits from its low margins by getting volume discounts from software manufacturers. That meant increasing inventory, however, which was both expensive and risky in an increasingly unstable software market. This decision led to 2 straight years of losses for Egghead, and the company was forced to close 29 stores to cut costs. With large volumes of software flowing quickly through its warehouses, control over Egghead's inventory system slipped and theft increased. In 1989, in the midst of this period, Aladev hired Stuart Sloan and Matthew Griffin to help turn around the company. The two put internal controls into effect that made each store manager responsible for the performance of his or her store. Retail store managers were sent monthly profit and loss statements for their stores, while district managers were sent statements for their areas. Furthermore, Sloan and Griffin refocused company efforts on selling software directly to corporate customers, who accounted for 60% of sales. The move strengthened Egghead's bottom line. Seeking to take advantage of its higher level of customer service, Egghead invested $3 million into training its sales experts. It also added 300 items to the store's inventory, increasing the selection in the average store to 1,600 items. Egghead would become profitable again by 1990, with sales of $519 million and profits of $15 million. However, a recession affected the sale of personal computers as well as PC software, and the rise of computer superstores were becoming more popular. Furthermore, hardware manufacturers were beginning to offer free software with hardware purchases, circumventing software retailers altogether. As software became more standardized and easy to use, Egghead's customer service became a less significant advantage, and other retail outlets, such as bookstores and office supply stores, began to stock software. Attempting to boost sales, Egghead began promoting and licensing business applications by Computer Associates, the country's second-largest software firm. It signed a $3.5 million contract with SalesPoint Systems to shift its point-of-sales software to IBM's OS/2 operating system. By the end of 1991, the firm had 205 stores in 20 states and sales of $665 million, and it remained profitable with earnings of $15.7 million. In 1992, however, earnings had declined further due to the company making a costly error when it overstocked Microsoft Windows 3.1 software, anticipating heavy demand that never appeared, in part because several computer manufacturers had already loaded the program onto their hardware as an added feature. Since Egghead's boutique software stores continue to lose sales to one-stop shopping superstores such as Fry's Electronics, Strom stewarded the company through a major shift in strategy. In July of 1995, Egghead announced that it would open larger stores more akin to its giant competitors. Though 1995 proved to be a successful year for Egghead, due in part to the brisk sales of Microsoft's newly launched Windows 95, Egghead's profits sunk once again in 1996. Egghead had shed its direct sales unit, depriving it of the revenue generated by software sales to corporate, government, and education clients. Moreover, the transition to larger format stores had proved costly, and the company reported a net loss of nearly $11 million. In an effort to improve Egghead's profitability, management closed nearly half of the company's 158 stores and pulled out of a number of markets altogether. At the same time, they decreased Egghead's retail presence and poured money into the company's internet business, which had begun to sell software directly to customers over the World Wide Web in November of 1996. In May of 1997, Egghead further bolstered its online operations by acquiring Surplus Software, which sold computer hardware and software directly to consumers through catalogs and the internet. By November of 1997, Egghead had 3 internet sites operational. In addition to selling discount computer products on its Surplus Direct website, Egghead also launched a consumer auction website called surplusauction.com, whereby consumers made bids on refurbished or off-price technology products. The company's flagship website, Egghead.com, offered a range of hardware, software, and accessories. While Egghead's brick-and-mortar retail sales remained weak in 1997, its internet business thrived. Recognizing which direction offered a better chance at a future profitability, Egghead made the bold move in January of 1998 to close its remaining 85 retail stores and become exclusively an internet business. To reinforce this direction, the company changed its name to Egghead.com. By shuttering its retail operation, Egghead stood to reap substantial savings. In addition to reducing its workforce by 800 employees, the company also was freed from both leasing and construction costs. The company's inventory costs had plummeted as expected from $100 million to about $14 million. With over 40,000 products for sale, Egghead.com enjoyed 7 million customers' visits per month. Egghead.com merged with the leading cyber auctioneer in November of 1989. This new partner, On Sale Inc., sold a variety of computer hardware and software products, as well as vacation packages, consumer electronics, and fitness equipment. In December of 2000, right before Christmas, the company's servers were compromised and it feared that the credit card data of over 3.7 million people was stolen. The company first publicly denied that there was a problem, and then notified Visa Inc., who notified banks, who notified consumers, causing the breach to escalate into a full-blown scandal. Many credit cards were canceled. The company discovered that the credit card information was not obtained. In August of 2001, the company filed bankruptcy and worked out a deal to be acquired by Fry's Electronics. However, the deal fell apart after Fry's accused Egghead of failing to provide financial documents. And in December of 2001, the company sold its domain name to Amazon.com. Thank you for watching. If you like this content, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thanks.